Yeah, it's great when it works, but when it doesn't, as usual, it gives all these issues that you need to fix, and it's just a waste of time. It's the same thing with the formatting of text. When you copy something from some place and paste it in another place, and the formatting gets lost or corrupts, you have to be kidding me. What is going on with this? This typical bullshit. It's just insane. Oh, there we go. Just a fan, a broken fan that doesn't. I was just looking at the video that I made that nearly became 10 hours. I really don't understand. That went quick. I guess I was enjoying myself or something like that. I guess I got a little stirred up. But they're talking about this Christmas thing again, and they're tagging different people. Now, I guess I can be a little, I don't understand why why people are promoting Hanukkah, for example. That's an issue I have. I don't understand why people would promote Hanukkah when I think there's some things that are very what do you call it yeah, I wouldn't keep it. Anyway, it's not written in the 5 books of Moses. We have enough to consider, I think, just in regards to the festivals of Yehovah. In regards of Hanukkah and Purim, I don't really care about those. It's not commanded in the Bible. It's not part of the festivals in God's year, beginning from spring. That's when the year begins. But apparently, no one seems to want to do that. Anyway, so yeah, in regards of Michael Rood, for example, he's promoting a lot of these festivals of Yehovah. Jim Stanley as well, and Zachariah, in regards of New to Torah and all that, are promoting these. Now, all three are also, in some sense, in regards of Hanukkah and all that. That's not so good, I think. But anyway, that, you just eat the meat and spit out the bones. We all have issues. I think, again, Hanukkah, if you go into looking into it, I find a lot of issues that might go in. You have a 9 candle light, instead of 7 candle lights. That's not biblical. You have a candlelight in the middle called the shamash, which is meaning the helper or servant and all that. But in regards of going back into paganism, if you search shamash on Google, you go back to a solar deity. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting, because, of course, Hanukkah is kept at the time of the winter solstice, right? And actually, there seems to be some that talks about that the pagans were sacrificing to Zeus at the temple, this pig and all that, because it was at the point of the winter solstice. And so that's and they apparently kept Hanukkah, and apparently there was also Jews that was Greekanized, and there might, So I see a lot of issues why I should not keep Hanukkah, besides also the so-called rabbinic bullshit and all that, that we are commanded to do this and that. Really. And they have a lot of these commandments where they say we are commanded to do this and that and all that. Whatever. Which is not found in the Torah. This is man-made bullshit, So some will defend it and all that. I actually had a pretty good debate about this. I guess he's also promoting Hanukkah. Oh yeah, he was also thinking that it was okay to keep. That's Paul. Paul Nissan, I think, also was. So all these people are promoting this Hanukkah in some sense or another. And I'm just not going for that. I'm absolutely not going for that. It's not in the Torah. And I can see others are out there as well discerning that, this might not be so good, So anyway, and also Jews. I've seen Jews as well. But, my brain is just, I can't remember everything. But anyway, I've seen these two guys again. And when I had my, what shall we say, little talk about that. And let's see if we can fix that one. There we go. Let's just turn it off then. So let's see. They talk about in regards of. That was actually what I wanted to say. Let's get to it. Be interesting to read it. Anyway, let's go on.
Yeah. Gosh, Laura, I mean, we're pretty much begging for any, like, just any specific example of a pagan origin that can actually be defended with early sources?
They say that people point to Michael Rood and Jim Staley. Both of them they don't know what they're talking about. They don't give any actual sources.
So in other words,
They don't give any sources.
Now, let's say in regards of Michael Rood. Michael Rood have actually been in Jerusalem, He has actually been around there. I actually met him for a short while when I was in Israel one of the times. I think that was the first time I was in Israel, yeah. And I met him a short while. I was invited by Nehemiah to a wonderful, and yeah, it was wonderful. It was very, very, but anyway, I had some wonderful information, and I sat beside Michael Rood at that point. And the last, I just said hi, who I was and all that, and we had a very, very small talk. And I was, I'd been out hiking up in Galilee, so I was very tired, and I had rushed to Jerusalem to try to get to this, and I was a little late in regards to the starting point and all that, and came a little late in on them. While Michael Rood and his, team was, and yeah, but that was awesome. So sadly I was a little, I was tired and I didn't really, so I didn't really get to talk more with Michael Rood, and they also had a busy day, so I guess they didn't have much either to, yeah. Anyway, but anyways, that was awesome. It's awesome to get more information. And actually, I think it was the next day where Nehemiah had talked about this, and I saw it for myself. It's interesting how you see these things, just clicking together. It's like, that was interesting, just listening, hearing about it, and then the next day actually witnessing it. And I talked to a female Jew about this, and it's some time ago, but she was like saying, well, it's sometimes hard to worship something you can't see. I was like, oh, this is not good, I can't remember the exact words, but I was like, oh no, this is not good. They're worshiping the dead, pretty much. They're worshiping the so-called, But the idea was that you can go to these different so-called rabbis, and if you have one problem, you can go to this, or if you have another problem, you can go to that, and so forward. It's like the Roman Catholics going to that different, bullshit, whatever. They say, oh, you can go to this for this and that to that. And they have these cards and all that, and there's a prayer, and they have these different so-called saints, like Ignatius Loyola, which is the first general of the Jesuits, How can you saint a guy like that? Well, of course, because Roman Catholicism is just a bullshit system of paganism and persecuting the real Christians, and pretty much doing what the Bible says in regards of prophecy, thinking to change times and laws, and persecuting the saints, and so forward. Anyway, ruling over the kings of the earth, and yeah. Anyway, that's the pontiff, or Pontifex Maximus, the high pagan priest, Like Constantine was the high pagan priest of Mithra, Sol Invictus. That's the sun god, the solar deity bullshit thing there, Yeah, so that's, yeah. So when they're just, oh yeah, but these people just, reading something or whatever and all that, and they don't really know what they're talking about and all that. Hey, Michael Rood actually has been in Israel. I actually think he has been there for a long time, if I remember correctly. But I guess he can, talk for himself. But I think he actually has been living there for some time, at some point in his life. I can't remember overall, but I think he has been there a good amount of time, and going around researching. You see the documentaries where he goes out to the place where it's said to be Sodom and Gomorrah. I've been one of the places as well. We got these sulfur balls and all that. I made there's a video on Facebook in regards of me burning these sulfur balls. I was out there with another guy, and we he found, I think he found 3 balls, and then he left, and we never actually got, apparently, yeah. So I had the sulfur balls, and I burned them on the roof of the building and showing, hey, people, guys, this is from the place and all that. I was like, hey, this is from Sodom and Gomorrah and all that. Yeah, people really, and incredible how people are not, it's like, he's crazy, Anyway, but that's very close to the fortress of uphill. What's it called? The Roman guy where the Jews collected and they were. They committed suicide before the Romans got up on it. And what is Masada? Masada, that's the name. Okay. Yeah, again, you're getting rusty with all these informations and all that. I'm overfilled with but in case, so there's like, oh yeah, it's just like making fun of it, right? Yeah, it's just incredible. Let's see if we can get around here again and see, yeah. And that's of course me talking. We don't care about that. Let's. There we go. Okay, that's it.
So they're the sorts of guys who would, go look through a bunch of books or look through some, internet articles and then say it all, and then people who aren't questioning what they're being told will just accept it. The way, again.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, that's utter bullshit because Michael Rood, as I said, actually have been in Israel, Can you guys, have you two been in Israel? Because I know Michael Rood has, because I met him personally, for a short time. That's actually the only time that I have met him, And sadly, I didn't really know what to say at that point because I was so tired, from the hiking. I had done a lot of hiking at that point up in Galilee. And I was worn down at that point. But in any case, have you guys been in Israel? Have you guys been in Jerusalem? Going around and researching things as Michael Rood has, Have you done that, And yeah, he might have opened some books as well, Surprise, right? Maybe you guys should do that as well. It doesn't seem like you're just making fun of these guys, And they have actually been out there with their hands in the dirt, and done some, anyway, any case. Let's go on and see what they have more. I'm not sure there was more, but.
That's bullshit.
We don't want to hear about that guy, right? We want to get to the other two. Yeah, stop talking. There we go.
In case, whatever, let's go on.
Yes, let's go on. Yep.
Lots of atheists will be on their channels and saying, the myth of Jesus' virgin birth, that was taken from this pagan story, and, the resurrection, that was taken from this pagan story, and so, along the way, guys, you can...
Yeah, that's one thing, but we're talking...
These arguments that they're using, and again, I already used 9 hours, apparently nearly 10 hours already talking about this, but where these talking and all that. And I guess I don't really need to talk more about it, but trying to mix in arguments, this and that, and it just doesn't work, and trying these really cheap punches that doesn't. And attacking these people that actually have done some research, And they might not have everything correct, I'm not in agreement with Hanukkah. And that would say the four that I know that are really prevalent, in regards of promoting the real festival. Actually, it's not only those. There's another guy as well. I'm not sure actually if he is actually promoting Hanukkah. But he is promoting the festivals, and he has... he had articles actually on every single festival as well. Very wonderful. I'm not sure where I actually have those. I did have them in print at some point. But I think I have them on PDF actually on my mobile. Let's just close the camera. I can't remember, but there's of course a lot of people out there actually just reading the Bible and finding out in regards to these festivals. So yeah, but I of course I don't agree on Hanukkah. I think I think there's some really serious problems with Hanukkah, and so I'm just keeping it on the safe side in regards of not keeping it Passover. Passover. Let's search on that and see if we have a PDF file coming up. Maybe unleavened bread and all that, or Shavuot. Oh, there we go. That seems 01 Passover.pdf. And we have FF Spring Passover. That's from Michael Rood, I think, actually. The feast of for the families. I have them in written form. Now, I really haven't looked deeper into it, but the idea was to get some, get in one going in regards of the festivals and all that, learning. And okay, that's a problem in regards of the colors here, because this program have a way of inverting. But now this is from the Church of God, so this is another thing apparently. That's not the, oh, maybe it is. No, I think this is from another source. Yeah. But anyway, multiple people are actually, talking about this topic. But, in regards of promoting Hanukkah, I wouldn't promote Hanukkah. That's just my view. Shavuot, I wouldn't be comfortable with that. Knowing the history and all that. And again, it's hard to remember everything, but, when you go from one topic to another topic, you have a way of forgetting a lot of the things, Sometimes I need to use my own Facebook to go back and find out what I actually found out, because the brain is not always keeping. That's actually unleavened. That's number 2. Maybe it is from this. I'm not sure. That should be, I think, 5. But I don't remember he was from the Church of God. Search Rocky Mount Church of God. I think this is from another place than what I was. But again, there's multiple people out there talking about these things, and so it is really not a secret if people go looking for it. I guess this must be some other PDF files. I just thought I had from this guy that sent them to me at some point, and I thought I should still have them in my PDF folder at some point. We have Day of Trumpet. Let's try Day of Trumpet. Trumpets. See if it finds anything. Day of Trumpets, or maybe Trumpets. I don't know. Well, I also have Sukkot. Could try Sukkot. Sukkot. It's a little slow here. Sukkot quick sheet. Quick sheet for what? Okay. Festival of Sukkot, the birth of the Nazarene. Interesting. No, that's a video. Should be that's a quick sheet. What is that? Quick sheet. Let's see. Okay, that's. I guess this is this from Hebrew for Christians apparently. Baruch Ata Yehovah Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Kideshanu or something like that. Let's see, Kideshanu maybe? Kideshanu. I also may have to be careful here, because who knows what this. This is bullshit, And this is one of the things they also do on the Sabbath, in regards to where they say, "Blessed are you, our King of the universe, who sanctified us with this commandment and commanded us to light the candles of the holiday." Well, in regards to the Sabbath and all that, as far as I remember, there's no commandment to light candles. And there's no commandment to invite a female spirit into your home on the Sabbath either, That's just... So I wonder why. Okay, but anyway, so you have to be careful, because the Jews rejected their Messiah, and thereby they sadly ended up turning to, they had all these pagan traditions, sadly. So it's like a mix when you have these Jewish things. It's like a mix of the Messiah and paganism, But anyway, they have problems as we all have, and it's nice to see that there's more and more Jews that actually turn to the Messiah. So So that's great. But they absolutely have problems as the rest of the world in regards of paganism, and and before we actually attack the Jews on those things, maybe we should look at ourselves, right? So we apparently tend to always, but anyway. But the Jewish Christians are pretty much doing a good work in it seems in regards to the Jews. And they wrote a book as well. One of them wrote a book, and I actually have that channel on my. I found that they had a television channel on. Let's see here. Let's open another one and turn it around. Yep, Jesus is God Almighty .live, and let's see, video player. Okay, let's see here. Apparently the guy that, in regards to the application, has still not written back to me in regards of the updates. Again, as I understand it, I still have old programs. This is, so as I understand it, there's a newer update, which is pretty bad that he didn't update the whole file. I bought the package where you got everything because it was pretty much nearly the same price, nearly. And I thought, okay, then I'll also support him, and who knows, if there's other things that, later on that might be useful, then I have it, right? Then I have the possibility to, and future things that he makes and all that. So it seemed agreeable, but it seems like the whole package that he has, you're not getting access to each individual thing, which I think actually you should. You're getting access to one big file that everything is fixed into that file. And the problem with that is apparently it doesn't seem like he's updating that file. So these seems to be older versions of his applications, which is very sad, very very bad. Seems to be newer versions actually existing. So, and that's that's kind of annoying, because if I find any faults in this, they might actually have been corrected in the newer version. So anyway. So we have Net TV HTTP live streaming. Maybe I can actually make the text more big in, regards of, what is it called? Wouldn't be bad to have the text be a little bigger. I don't know in regards to the colors, but, whatever. So probably going to delete the Jewish broadcasting service. It has, rabies on it as well and all that. So probably just, looking into different and testing the program out and all that, right? And finding whatever. And so actually I should have written Seventh-day Adventist probably, but I guess the room, if I turn it around, might be a lot less, yeah. So if I write Seventh-day Adventist, it might not be able to, you have to keep it short as well. I'm still trying to figure out how to fix things and all that. But this is their video channel, Yeshua Rai, and I think they're doing a pretty good job in regards to getting the word out.
והנושא שלנו היום הוא התנ"ך. יש הרואים בתנ"ך היסטוריה של עם. מקבץ של מאורעות פוליטיים וחברתיים. ויש הרואים בתנ"ך היסטוריה של תיאולוגית או דתית. התנ"ך נכתב על ידי פחות או יותר 40 אנשים.
The problem is it's in Hebrew, so I don't understand much of it. It would have been nice with some English undertitles. It would actually have been very nice, because then you could sit and learn at the same time, while you're getting the Bible things, So so that would have been nice. There's some other channels, Amazing Discoveries, that the Seventh-day Adventist, so you have to be careful. You have to be careful everywhere, Always things that you have to be aware. God's Learning Channel, Bible Explorations, but I'll probably delete this one, because sadly there was a good program on in regards to Jewish history when I found it. And then later on I saw, the so-called rabbi coming on, and I just feel the pushback from that. This is, I just don't want to. It's like the same thing in regards to the occult and all that. I get this this thing that don't want to have anything to do with it. Pretty much. The same thing in regards to the Roman Catholic Church, where I was taking some images and all that. I there's something in me that doesn't even want to look at it. It's like two similar magnets that expel each other. It's just it's awful. So that's 4 channels, and then the last one in regards to Jewish Broadcasting Service. So again, probably going to delete that. Just trying things out. I have some other channels I need to test out and maybe put in there. Just add that, but again, it's TV, and I'm probably I don't know. I'll see how things goes out. But yeah, testing different things. Got the the cancer fungus yeast connection. That's a regards of. It's actually Roman Catholic, so you have to be aware of the Catholic stuff. But the Catholic bones, you have to speak. But in regards of fungus, that guy knows amazingly. I think he has 50 years of experience in regards of fungus. So that guy, he's probably one of the best in regards of speaking on fungus out there in the world. But he's a Roman Catholic, sadly. But his information on fungus is wonderful. It's just awesome. Apparently it doesn't work in regards of the password, apparently. Doesn't seem like it's working. Nope. Apparently there's some problems here. And again, I'm waiting for the new, waiting for the creator to write back to me in regards of a newer edition, so that I can test the new edition out and see what problems I have. I guess I might make this a little more orange than it looks. A little brown, doesn't it? A little more orange wouldn't hurt, I think. But apparently it doesn't seem to work at the moment. I guess maybe because it's already there, but it doesn't say play. Oh, there we go. There's something. Okay, so let's push that. Okay, we have some. Of course, I'm recording at the moment, so the mobile is probably not so responsive either. So that might also be the case. And there we go with Alberto Rivera, warning us about the Antichrist as well. This is like a start stop in regards to the video itself is from YouTube. So
What about the work of Alcazar and Rivera?
Now these were 2 Jesuits that are starting already way back early, and before the 1600 already, Rivera and Alcázar were already commissioned to penetrate.
now, of course, they will say that, as always, that's a cheap trick of the Roman Catholics. You can see it in history and all that. In regards of if someone jumps ship from Roman Catholicism, they will just say, "Oh, he was never a Roman Catholic. He was never a priest. He was never a Jesuit. He was never this or that." That's a trick. Oh, there we go. In regards of, let's see if it gets me the password then.
Episode 428 here.
Apparently no password was needed.
From Know the Cause is brought.
That's interesting that it would fail on the password because I think it works on the computer. Now, of course, I don't see the reason for having a password. I want to make it as sterile as possible and as easy accessible for everybody. But let's see if in regards of this password, yeah, it works on the computer. Apparently not on the mobile. Apparently just skips the password. Just on the mobile. But again, it probably wouldn't be a feature I would use anyway. So, but there's lots and lots of features, and lots of them I'll probably not use. Advertising bullshit. Who cares about advertising, right? I don't want to have anything stupid stupid. Life is short enough. We don't need to have bullshit commercials and this and that. I hate that. I just hate that. But yeah, annotations example, that might be useful to make a little hint if I have something that I disagree with. Maybe one could make an annotation. I don't know. It doesn't seem to, one can apparently point out where it has to be. I haven't really done so much work with it, but I don't know how they work on the mobile. Oh, there we go. So that's the annotations, and you can set them when they need to turn off and turn on, as I understand it, and where they need to be on the screen. I think, not entirely sure, but I'll have to toy around with it at some point. And they can be closed down, but still, I'm not so sure. Subtitles would be better then, I think, if there's something. Can I stop this? And also maybe not have this remove. Of course, you can just give it a longer time in regards of when it actually when it removes. These are not working at the moment, but the idea is that I changed some of the names, so it's broken at the moment. So I had to look at that. Yeah, there's a lot of features, and I'm still working on it, and my brain is pretty much. But then there's also things that is broken in the player for sure. But again, there's some of the things that I wouldn't be using anyway, so it doesn't really matter if it's broken. But it would be nice, of course, if everything works, right? For example, playing Vimeo videos doesn't work in the player. I've tried another player that is pretty much the same player, but it's not sticky, and it works on that, but it doesn't work in the sticky. And again, if I'm having an older version, of course, the guy might have updated, and because the thing that he has on his website has at least one feature that is not found in the version that I have. At least I can't find that feature. Going 10 seconds back, which would actually be a very useful feature that I would actually like. But I haven't been able to find it any place. So I think that's something that he added in regards to the newer version. So, yeah. So that's a little annoying to find out that you're probably, toying around with an older version just because he hasn't updated the package. I do understand it's hard to update the package every single time you update a thing, that to make a whole new big file and all that. That might be, but then it would have been nice then, to actually have access to the other smaller files that he's updating, yeah, but anyway. But apparently that doesn't work like that, which is pretty sad, Anyway, so that's going forward. There's still a Sunburn Censored, 190 Ministry, the Creation Seminar, Kent Hovind. Actually, I was thinking of changing in regards of just Kent Hovind and then fixing 100 Reasons Why Evolution is Stupid and have that first, because that was the one that I actually saw first, that was maybe make the title, I don't know, Why Evolution is Stupid, and then the Creation Seminar can come afterwards if people want to look into it more. That's go deeper into the material, right? So Testimonies of Jews who found the Messiah is Jewish testimonies. Very interesting actually to see from YouTube, and that works as well. So again, it's a lot of it works now. And orange, I don't know if it's too much orange. I just orange, like, okay, that's pretty cool. Let's have orange. And why orange? Well, just because orange is so easy to see. So yeah, so that was the reason why I picked orange, but maybe it's a little too much, I don't know. But black and orange, seems, usually seem to go pretty good, right? But who knows? I might change that in the future. Just toying around at the moment, and if I can just get it up and going, then I can always, fix on things as time goes if there's anything. But by the way, in regards of these these are also from some of those Christians in Israel. So that's very nice. They're really doing a good job in regards of getting the truth out about the Messiah. So that's nice. Yep. I do wonder how, if it's going to be too much in regards of if I begin to add a lot of things, if the list becomes too big, I'm a little afraid of that. Maybe one could actually also make these smaller, these things a little smaller, and the text a little bigger as well, just so it's easier to see, just block, the bigger, what is it called? I'll see if I can figure that out or something like that. But it's not totally working as it should on the mobile at the moment either. And apparently also in regards of download, I would have liked that everybody could download anything and everything. But apparently the application seems to have some problems with, there's some things to go into that as well. And I have two programs that I'm toying around with, and one seems, one of them seems that you can only download MP4 files and not MP3 files, and I'm like, oh, give me a break. What is this bullshit, Why would it only be able to download MP4 files and not MP3 files? That doesn't make sense. And it might be the opposite on the other program, so it's kind of, that's, by the way, the company Future Web Design that have created this. It just doesn't seem like when you're buying the whole package and all his future releases and all that, it would have been nice to actually get access to all the smaller packages, so you could get the newest version instead of the big package where apparently there's not the newest versions in them. And I guess he might actually have a lot of work to do that keeps him occupied and all that, but still, I don't know, probably enough to do for him. Yeah. So looking forward to the update, so at least I can see what works and what doesn't work. I would think that probably the Vimeo videos probably will work at that point. That's the video player. Let's go for the music player.html, and you can just go there, JesusGodAlmighty.live, mp or vp.html. That's the test pages I have. So if you want to try it out, you can just go there. More than welcome to try it out. Won't it might get stuck or something like that, so you might need to reload or whatever. Some of the things, like for example SoundCloud, apparently has been broken. It worked when I fixed it. Oh, okay, now it works again. But I have trouble. Sometimes it blocks. Maybe it's on the computer it blocks, and I don't know. But I've had it where it doesn't work, and then it, stops working. Let's try it on the computer and see if it works on the computer or not. Apparently, it looks like it's working on the mobile. Nope, interesting. So on the computer, it gives me an error. That error loading SoundCloud URL and so forward. But on the mobile, it works without any problems. I don't know why that would be the case, And I think it gets stuck at that point on the computer. Yep, it gets stuck. So you need to reload at that point. And you might, I'm not even sure, you probably might need to delete some of the address as well. I think. I don't know why it would work on the mobile and not on the computer, So there's these weird things, and yeah, okay, now it just gives me an error here. So I need to delete everything. There's the square box, you need to delete that and the rest that is behind it. And again, MP HTML and all that, and then you will get to a place that works again. So I probably should delete that link so people don't get into problems in regards of but I don't know why it would work on the mobile and not on the computer. So that's all these weird issues, from And that's the problem with computers and technology nowadays. The idea was to make things easier, and it's not easier. It's complicated because there's a lot of weirdness out there, and you just use a lot of time on trying to get things working, and then one needs this, and then another needs this, and then another need, regards to different codes that needs to be added or whatever, it's just, it gets tedious, it's, give me a break. It's just getting worse. Instead of getting easier, it's actually just getting worse and worse and worse as time has gone anyway, okay, it's still loading here, okay. But that's my rainbows. It took a little time, and I'm not finished with it. There's actually 150 songs, but you can actually download these, I think. Well, at least from the computer. Maybe it acts a little different on the mobile again, and I don't understand why. It actually wants you to send an email, if I remember correctly. It's apparently not coming up here. So, where on the computer it downloads the file directly, and then of course there's all the places where it don't work. But most of the files I want to have on my server anyway. So then what's happening now? Okay, let's try again. There we go. So please enter your email address where the MP3 download link will be sent. I have no idea why it doesn't just download the file, because on the computer, when you go down to, let's see if we can go down and see, nope, that was not there. There we go. If you take it on the computer and push it, it just, says downloading the file, it actually, let's see if it actually worked. Maybe it actually didn't work. Let's see. No. Maybe it didn't work. Download it to this place. Let's see where it is. Date. No, it actually didn't work. It did download an MP3 file, but it was like 1 kilobyte, so that's broken as well. And here you just get, and it will apparently send the address for the file. So there's something wrong with that as well. So these are things that I would need to look into. But again, if I don't have the newest updates of the programs, that's a good start to have the newest program, the newest updates for these applications. So at least I can take it from there. Yeah. I haven't really heard from him yet. So maybe I should give him another punch or another head up in some sense. He's probably busy, I understand that. But come on, if you have an old version in... anyway. Okay, I got off topic as usual. Sorry about that. Yeah, but if you just read the first 5 books of Moses, you will figure out what is actually written in that, in regards to the festivals. And of course, the New Testament, where Yeshua is also going up to these festivals as well. And then there's another thing in regards to what people say, oh, you see, he went up to, Hanukkah and all that. It doesn't say that. It just doesn't say that. Anyway, that's another, thing and all that. But he went up to Sukkot, and then he stayed in Jerusalem as far as go in regards to the Gospel of John. There's nothing in the Gospel of John to suggest that he leaves Jerusalem. There's a lot that suggests that he stayed in Jerusalem, until the time of Hanukkah, where he leaves, So, if anything, he leaves at the time of Hanukkah, either at the time of Hanukkah or just after. And people will say, no, he went up for Hanukkah. No, he didn't go up for Hanukkah. He was already there in Jerusalem, Oh, yeah. Just because I'm in Denmark doesn't mean I'm celebrating Christmas, okay? It's just these arguments and all that. I just full of holes, and I don't understand why people are tagging these Christmas and Easter and Halloween and all that, and then they can't see the issues with Hanukkah, and then they go on to promote, some of the same, same weirdness of defense as those, defending Christmas or Easter or Halloween and so forth. I just, and then, I don't understand. And apparently I've made a hit there, apparently. Anyway, that's what happens sometimes, I guess. Anyway, that's all for me. I'll stop now. No one is seeing these things anyway, right? No one cares about the truth, it seems. Oh, well, if you're a few anyway. Well, I just got a rebuke on the Danish forum on Facebook. And I might have been a little harsh, but I'm just tired of the bullshit, So I'm just done with the bullshit, pretty much, So I posted the Dave Hunt video on the place, and well, at least one thing. I have been in jail in there. They jailed me at the time of Christmas and the pagan New Year of Janus. I guess they didn't want to hear more about it being pagan. I don't know, but I was put in jail. So I posted that I'm released now after the New Year. I was released again. The pagan New Year, the false New Year. Sorry, that's my bad. That was a slip of the tongue. So the pagan New Year of the Roman, Janus with 2 heads and all that bullshit and all that. I was released from the jail, inside that group. And so one of the last things I posted was in regards of Dave Hunt. This is like, anti-Catholic material. That's what the Roman Catholic says. Yeah, well, the truth, apparently is always anti-Catholic. I guess in some sense they're true. It is anti-Catholic. There's nothing wrong with being anti-Catholic if it's the truth. Catholic bachelor and what, whatever they want to comment. Anyway, but these people are really, really slick promoting, see this in regards of the Antichrist and this and that. And if no one is warning the people, they will just, they are just let, into, what do you call it? Going back to the Antichrist. And so someone have to warn the people about these things. And, a lot of the groups pretty much just, delete you and ban you and all that and kick you out. But I haven't really been kicked out of this group, and that's very nice, of them at least, that they haven't, But that was an administrator that just, told me that, I could speak a little more sweet, a little more, in regards to my way of speaking, I'm just done, Here I'm putting out the Dave Hunt video and all that, and again, there's always things you can disagree with and all that, but overall, it's a great video in regards from Dave Hunt, in regards to the Antichrist and all that. It's a wonderful video, and but yeah, you can always find something that you don't agree with. It's just incredible. Anyway, any case, but the thing is, then someone comes and says something weird in regards of the beast and the whore and all of that, and I'm just done. I'm just done with all the bullshit. Okay, so I might have written a little. It might be a little harsh, but I was maybe a little harsh. But it's just I'm just done with it. Just don't. Yeah. This shouldn't be a secret. Who the Antichrist is. Who the whore riding the beast is. Who the beast of the number 666 is. This shouldn't be a secret. And apparently no one seems to want to know. Or keep it, they keep it a secret, or no, it's something else. If they want to say, they're punting every route. And I know these Roman papists are really slick, so, I'm just, just done with it, it's sure. So that's pretty much it. You see these people. Maybe it's this way. Maybe it's that way. Maybe this up this way, that way, whatever. Maybe it's this. Blah 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 blah, and all these excuses, stupidity, and all that. Every single Protestant knew who the Antichrist was. Get over it. Read the Bible and read real Protestant history, real history that hasn't been what do you call it? Adulterated. Unadulterated, I can't even remember. Corrupted by Roman writers, So just read real history that hasn't been touched by these what is it called? What's it called in English? You have a wolf foot. I get no, that's not po. No, it's called po. No. I don't know, but so that they in regards of corruption and trying to make the history fit their agenda and all that instead of actually being real, true history. Rome has been rewriting history for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Anyway, don't trust that wicked system. Just don't trust that. Anyway, so I guess that's all for me. Just tired of people trying to lead people away, astray. This is something that all Protestants knew as their second nature. Just go and read old Protestant books. There's huge amount of books out there that we have no idea of, which is interesting. Why wouldn't we know anything about these things, this history and all that? Who has been keeping us away from the truth? Why are the so-called priests in the churches not telling us who the Antichrist is? Not a single one, as very, 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 very few. Incredible. What are they getting their money for? To deceive? To lie? Oh, well, that seems to be the case, If you want to be a liar, you can just become a priest, Apparently that's what they do. Just lie and deceive and promote paganism and all that. And you get some money for it as well. Yeah. It's incredible. It's insanity. Well, utterly disgusting that any people would do that, and not follow the Bible. Oh, you're not, Isn't the idea of a priest actually someone that reads the Bible and, stand for the Bible? Apparently not. Apparently not. Look at it in our days. 500 years down the line and we haven't come any further. We should be utter ashamed. We have had the Bible to be able to read it for 500 years. And we're still keeping pagan traditions. You have to be kidding me. And of course, we don't care anymore. Oh my. Doesn't taste that good. Oh well, I'm trying something new in regards to the fungus thing and all that. And I'm actually having it much better, The diflucan, that I did for nearly 4 weeks and the other remedies have absolutely made it better, after I don't have the pressure in the head anymore and I can have a beard again and I can have hair and all that. It doesn't, that's the standard thing, where, and I still have a little itching here and there, but, compared to before, it's I still have it, but it's a lot less. The volume is, really turned down compared to, so I'm still trying different antifungals and trying to keep it at bay and eating the right things and all that, no sugar, pretty much very, very, very low sugar. But anyway, would probably be a good thing to actually go on diflucan again for 4 weeks and see if I can get my white coat murderer to give me that. Just all this wicked system, pretty much. It is a wicked system they have, It took me weeks and weeks and weeks to get my white coat butcher to hand me some antifungals, It's incredible. I have to give him that he ended up giving me, trying it out, But just he's the guy that should know what is wrong with me, and he doesn't have a clue apparently because they're not educated in fungus. Mostly they're educated in bacteria. And you know what they're handing out in regards of antibiotics? That's mold poison. Yeah, that's mold poison. They actually give you concentrated mold poison. Hey, medicine as they call it. Oh, you have to be kidding me. Anyway, I can't remember all the details, but I remember seeing this picture, and they put the fungus inside this incubator or whatever, and I think they fed it sugar, so the fungus would grow. And then, of course, it makes a lot of these toxins and all that kills off bacteria. and afterwards they then divide the fungus from the mycotoxins, which is fungus poison, and then they put it in a pill, and then they give it to you. Yeah, it's antibiotic. It means against life. It kills bacteria. Not only the so-called bad guys, but also the good guys. And then down the line, you get into issues. And you actually have a greater risk for getting cancer. Even because cancer is actually fungus. Oh yeah, but anyway, we don't want to talk about that. Because, there's a lot of money in killing people, and making them suffer and all that, right? It's a diabolical, murderous machine. It's just, this world is just so wicked, It's incredible how wicked people can be, and be part of this insanity of utter nonsense. Anyway, I guess that's all for me. I would have liked to actually reread that thing in regards of how they actually made antibiotics and all that. There's a lot of sources in regards of, because they're actually proud of it, if in the medical books there's like, priding them in regards of, we have these antibiotics and it's fungus poison and we get it from fungus and all that. It's like, you what? And you want to have that, you want me to eat something concentrated of poison that has a risk of giving me cancer? I just don't, apparently some believe it's sometimes something that can save your life. I don't know about that. To me, it just seems really, I think there's other alternatives. There must be other alternatives to this, instead of doing stupid, like maybe natural remedies, And I have some theories in regards of it's not actually, in regards of bacteria, that when the bacteria make an issue, it might actually not be the bacteria that is the problem, but the bacteria that reacts on trying to, that they're trying to actually fix. I don't know, it might be some, it's a very complicated machine that we have, And what is like, doctors know what 1% of it or something like that. I can't remember. That was something totally insane, Yeah, it's hard, when you're researching, the information tends to get lost, It just, becomes more hard to, there's so many topics, The problem is, of course, if we just had the truth from the beginning, you wouldn't need to research and try to all these things and all that, because you would just know the truth, right? When we need to research all these topics, it's really hard to actually have it all in, at least my head, it's very hard, because then you go from one topic to another topic, and when you go to another topic, because it's like, then you seem to lose some of the things that anyway. So you might remember the conclusions, but you don't know how and this and that, and again you lose some details here and there. And something in regards, I was thinking about something in regards to this. I guess I just had to meditate on it again, think about it, chew on it and all that. But I've kept a break from the fungal issue and all that. But I'm still on all the fungal remedies. At the moment, I'm on clove oil, all cloves, Of course, that's not sugar, and no sugar in this. But I do wonder in regards of the oldness of this, But anyway, does seem to do something. The resveratrol and the cinnamon and what I'm doing some sodium bicarbonate, I think it's called at the moment. They say it's antifungal as well. And I found out I actually had some in the house, and I'm like, okay, let's give it a go. I think sodium bicarbonate. I think I actually tried that in the past in regards of so I guess that must be the reason why I bought it in the time, while trying to get it without any, 100% natural and all that, right, So, I'm trying that at the moment, just to get a little of that in the body as well, Apparently it's set to also work in regards to if you take it internally, I don't know, but, whatever. Let's try it out, right? So, but yeah, it's it's still there, but it's going in the right direction. And I know berberine works synergetically with diflucan. So if I can't get this white coat Latin spouter, if I can get him to give me a little more of the diflucan, I'll buy some berberine and probably also some more nice statin in regards to pill form from Germany. Apparently it seems to be a little hard to apparently get in Denmark. We have the fluent version. In Germany they have and you can get it, you can get it sent from Germany. So that's nice. So I might need to do 4 more weeks on that, and that probably should set me further, hopefully, in a good position of furthering. But this is like a beast. It's really a beast. It's really not that. It's not going from one day to the other. I pretty much on this where I've been striking it with nystatin. Now it's empty now, I don't have any more, but that was a box of nystatin. Also had some fluid that I got from a Danish doctor that pretty much gave me a minimum dose of it. And of course I didn't follow his prescriptions on that. But I bought some in Germany and took a lot higher dose than he prescribed. I was like, that's like a minimum dose, This like, this is like, give me a break, Anyway, so this is actually from bacteria, This is actually something that kills fungus, So this is antimycoticum or something. I can't even remember the words of those, There's a lot of medical words, and again, it flies out of the window. But I guess, I'll quickly pick them up again when I begin to read more of these, if I go into that topic again. But I'm taking a break from it at the moment, and doing some other things, toying around with I just needed to have a break from it, And of course, still continuing with the food. I know if I'm going to eat any sugar or bread, or I'll go back to square one. I'll probably, I'll end up getting really bad again, and I don't want that. I actually, it's still there, but the volume is much lower, and it's much better, much better. But it took a long time, 2 weeks of nystatin, and then on diflucan for 4 weeks nearly, and then continuing with different other antifungals and all that. And so it has been a long pull in some sense, in regards to this fungus thing. So yeah, and it's not, it's a battle for sure. And again, if I fall into sugar, I can probably start all over again. It's not, have to stop eating sugar, any sugar, sugar out the door, and even some minor things that is sugar in can actually seemingly begin to stir up the things. So the best thing actually is just to eat red meat apparently, but I do eat, a little butter as well, which I really should stop with, and I do have some cucumbers as well and some avocados, very low on sugar, but just to keep it flowing down there in the gut. I also did, after the diflucan, I did some active coal, tried that out. That was actually interesting, as I was reading about that as well. Some of these binders, and I know about 3 different binders now. Now of course coal doesn't have any sugar, so that's positive, but some of the binders actually do have sugar in them. As I understand it, like these guys. I have 2 different of these guys actually. So actually that's 4 binders in, I guess. But it's little of the same. You have the chlorella and you have the... one of them is actually from Japan. I was like, oh, no. But as I understand it, there's actually some sugar in that. No, I know it's not that much, compared to, you're not taking that much anyway, right? But the other thing is here. Yeah, here we go. Here we go with the sugar. It has 2.5 grams of sugar per 100 grams. Now you're not going to take that much, and it's not that much, in regards of, but still it's a little sugar, Same thing I found out with the green tea thing and all that. It does seem to do something, but there's also some, I think nearly 0.5% of it is sugar. So actually, do I have more of that? Oh yeah, I have it in my box. I have it in a glass here. Actually, after I put it in the glass, the greenness just tended to be, smaller. So apparently it seems to be affected by I guess so probably a glass that would actually be colored would probably be better. I don't know if there must be some coloring thing that one can color the glass with that might make it more like the brown thing. You can find brown glasses and all that. I don't know if that would have the same idea of protecting it. I don't know, but I would think it would have protected it a little more. So yeah, different things, trying different things, and found out I had sodium bicarbonate. I'm like, it's just standing there, right? And some say it actually works for. I was like, actually, I was listening to this fungus, Doc Kaufman again, and he's on this radio program, and that was actually a very nice concentrated radio program, and he talks about this sodium bicarbonate or something like that. I was like, don't I actually have that in my kitchen actually, and I did. And so I'll add that too and see how that goes. Just hitting it from all the angles. If these different remedies can. But really, the biggest reaction I got was absolutely when I was in diflucan. The first 4 days it was like I had kicked to a lion or something like that. That was not. Oh, my symptoms just became a lot worse. And new symptoms and all that. That was terrible, After day 4, it began to go down, but absolutely do something. That did, really do something. I don't think the fungus like that, The problem is it can become resistant to diflucan, and now I've taken it for 4 weeks. Yet I know the berberine, even if the fungus has become resistant, you can take berberine, and berberine will work together with the diflucan, because the fungus can also in some sense become resistant to the berberine because it can produce more of this, what is it called? I can't remember. But it can produce more of this, so it can keep the berberine at bay by producing more of this, but the diflucan goes in and stops this production, even if it doesn't kill the fungi, because apparently it becomes resistant to the diflucan in some way or another. I don't know how. But apparently it still stops the production of the fungus to do this. So the berberine can now kill it, so they work together. It's very, there's some scientific reports on that. It's very interesting. So I don't know how long it would take for the fungus to actually become resistant to the berberine itself, but it seems like some of the researchers actually talks about berberine actually being more effective than the diflucan. That's different research. Some says otherwise, and some says it is, and all that. In regards of how much in regards you need to kill fungus and all that. Fungicidal and all that. Killing off fungus. So I wonder if I should do, I'm still thinking over it, and I guess I'll see if I can get my, if I can get him to give me 4 more weeks. So, and then I'll have to, just plan ahead, and in regards of, and give it another punch, another hard punch, and see how it goes. And see if I can endure 4 more weeks of that. It's not, it's like, yeah. We'll see. Anyway, got it getting totally off topic. But anyway, cancer, as far as I can see, is pretty much fungus, So if you have cancer, you probably have fungus, And Doc Kaufman have a lot of resources on that, and I pretty much have a lot of information on that. He's pretty much, just the guy on that, in regards to that information. And when we see, in regards of cancer patients, and they feed them with sugar, that's utterly criminal, because fungus loves sugar. Cancer, so-called, loves sugar. Well, isn't it interesting that the same thing that cancer loves, the same thing fungus loves. The same thing that kills cancer kills fungus. I wonder, could there be anything in regards of, well, I think there could. So if you want to get over that, you would of course go to a minimum, pretty much zero sugar. Zero sugar and antifungals. I don't have all things, figured out and all that, but that would be the direction I would go in regards of, if I had, and of course in regards to the environment is also if you have fungus in your home, the spores and the toxins, inhaling them, and if it gets in your body, they will also begin to make babies in your body and poison in your body and, make your life a living hell pretty much. I don't really like that expression, but, yep, there we go, with some beef without, zero sugar. And by the way, salt to the taste, of course, and remember water. But anyway, that's pretty much my primary diet, And I got some ribeyes this time. They're actually, I don't actually have money for it, but I just, I was like, oh, I need a ribeye, so. And I have some cod liver as well. This is more like a fixed form, but there's no sugar in that either, if I remember. Yeah, zero sugar. Nice. So that's nice, zero sugar in that as well. So that gives you some vitamins and all that, right? So, just trying to keep it zero sugar. Even if, sadly, some things, even if have zero sugars, tend to make issues, like cheese, I love cheese, but it seems like it can stir it up, So that might not be the best idea in the beginning, And again, butter. I love butter. But aside, there's some sugar in it, and just a little bit of sugar can, start things up. But you can't buy tallow in Denmark, apparently. So, but, the fat, I just love butter, That's the best fat that I've tried. Besides, sometimes from the meat, drippings, things. That's pretty good as well. And I eat some olives as well. There's zero sugar as well. Zero sugar. They're also said to be antifungal as well. The bitterness in the olives is said to be antifungal. And in regards to the oil as well, I can't remember what it's called, but also you have the olive extract from leaves, I think it is, also said to be antifungal. And I remember some, in the Middle East, and they were eating olive leaves, throughout the day or something like that, and they never got diabetes. Well, if they're killing off all the fungus by eating, these leaves, it's, they probably wouldn't get diabetes, right? Oh, there's a little, I guess the pan is pretty hot now. Oh yeah, it's probably too hot. But let's get the, the good beef. This is actually not a ribeye. This is, I have the other one. This is, I can't remember what they're called, but this is the ribeye. There we go. Yeah, that don't look like much difference and all that. Just trying to figure out in regards to the difference in taste. And ribeye is better, but I don't think these ribeyes today was that good. But the meat seems to be more tender than the other one. Now, of course, the other one is cheaper, in regards of grams and all that. So, anyway, that's fast food. It's healthy fast food, as I call it. It takes 2 minutes one side and 2 minutes on the other side, and then you just leave it a minute or two on the plate, and there you go, with zero sugar. Of course, you need, nice to have a source of meat from a good place, right? Well, there we go. We want the animals to have it good, right? Uh-oh. Losing connect. Oh, no, there we go. Okay, let's see here. We are 1 minute. I wonder if I actually need less than 2 minutes here, because... And you can actually, garlic is antifungal as well. I really, I've been eating so much garlic throughout the years and all that, and it never really took care of it. And again, the fungus can become resistance to so many things. So you need to use a variety of different things to hit it with, pretty much it seems. A lot of things and just incorporate it in the food and all that. But anyway, you can incorporate the garlic, put a little garlic on the beef afterwards, And as they say in regards to the garlic, in regards of around, let it sit for 10 or 15 minutes. So I should actually have already, fixed it. But it's said if you crush the garlic, it's said to make this thing that is antifungal. And so yeah. So apparently you need to crush it. I saw some research papers on that as well. So much to read and all that. I guess the truth is out there, but we have just been lured in the wrong directions. Our women has left the kitchen and they don't know in regards of food or nourishing anymore, and of course our food sources are destroyed. We can't even get raw milk. We can't get tallow. There's a lot of things we can't get. And it, making good food and preparing it and all that is pretty much the full job, And then of course you have the children as well. And then the women are just, just run away from their kitchen. And it's, it's really terrible because it not only hurts themselves, it also hurts their children and us. If they don't, when they don't know in regards to good nutrition and all that, they can't keep healthy themselves, and that's really important because they are the women that, have their baby, have the babies 9 months in them, right? So when the woman becomes, problematic in regards to nourishing, she has harder time to getting pregnant and in regards to getting healthy children and all that, and of course women are running for an education nowadays, and after the education they want a career and all that, and before they see themselves around they are 40, finished, fat and done, pretty much. And Satan have just deceived them, because now they are at the very end in regards of children and all that. It's a terrible. And even using women to destroy women. The feminists, which pretty much are primarily women, right? It's just crazy. Women destroying women. Whoa, what a great idea, right? Deeply satanic, deeply full of bullshit and nonsense and all that. You have to be kidding me. These screaming girls, Incredible. Rebellious, satanic, screaming murderers. Oh, I think we are pretty much done with the... Yep. So we'll take the beef. Looks good. Probably got a little too heated on the pan for this. I got a little more than 4 minutes. It's probably a little too much. Hopefully not too much. But we'll let it sit for a minute or two. And then of course we have the garlic. But yeah. Just, you can get it to get some flavor and all that, but overall, people say that garlic is just really wonderful to take fungus out and all that. I don't really know about that, but, I've been eating so much garlic throughout my, and it hasn't really been able to fix anything by itself or with other remedies, It's haven't been, it's nearly a... It's been a losing war, losing battle one after another, I guess, trying out things and all that. But yeah, I've beginning to feel that I'm beginning to get on the home field in some sense, At least now it seems like it's kicked back to the point of at least being less of a, it was really terrible, really terrible, So, I'm really thankful that it's a lot better now, that it's not so much in my head. And, the worst places I have problems now is my arms and my male parts, where it all began pretty much. Well, I guess, yeah, it pretty much began there, so anyway. And of course, they never thought of giving me diflucan 19 years ago, you know. So it has had 19 years to grow and grow and grow and, you know, wreck my life pretty much. Because the doctors couldn't figure out what it was. Yeah, you know, and you're just being set in the, you know, you're just being put in this box of being a hypochondria, or, you know, that you need to go to a shrink, you know, because, oh, it's just all in your head and just making it all up and all that. You know, this is utterly, you get into this idea, oh, maybe there is something wrong with me. And that is just stupid, because there's nothing wrong with me in regards of that, you know, not there, you know. It's the other head, you know. It's like incredible. It's just the stupidity. This system. Actually, I broke my knuckle. I ended up not going to my doctor because, hey, maybe it was just my head, you know. Maybe, you know, it's just, okay, it's a little pain in regards of my knuckle and all that. And then finding out, oh, maybe it actually it looks a little weird, you know. I found out it was broken and all that. But, you know, in regards of doctors, I don't really have much trust in them, to say the least, you know. I have like zero trust in them. Seeing how they misdiagnose and mistreat and murder people, it's just just, you know, minimal. You really have to take your brain inside when you go to a white coat, you know. And, yeah, you know, here I'm doing all the work for the white coats, you know, that they should have known and all that, you know. You would have thought in regards of a so-called health system that they would actually know in regards of health, right? They don't know anything, it seems. Well, they know some, but in regards of diet and all that, they don't even care about diet, you know. And in regards of fungus, that's the